So the NFL draft has come and gone, and we finally get to see who will be joining the silver and black. And in the first round of the NFL draft for the Las Vegas Raiders with the 22nd overall pick, the Raiders got the best wide receiver in the draft. Heck, the best wide receiver in the whole NFL, Davante freaking Adams.
Yes, sir!
And in the second round with the 53rd overall pick, the Raiders select yet again the best wide receiver in the NFL draft, Davante Adams.
That was worth it.
So that's basically it. The Raiders won the NFL draft. Don't at me.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
Now, we all know that the Raiders did not have a first or second round pick in this year's draft, even though it was held in the entertainment capital of the world, our home in Las Vegas, all because we traded that away to basically get, like I said before, the best wide receiver in the whole NFL, Davante Adams, to come over here to join his compadre in Derek Carr. But you know what? I'm pretty sure that 99.9 No, you know what? Forget that. 100% of the Raider Nation does not regret that decision at all. It did feel like forever to wait and see who the Raiders were finally going to pick up in the third round. I mean, some people thought we could possibly trade up into the second round, heck, even to the first round, but that never happened. The Raiders actually moved back 4 spots, trading their 86th overall pick to the Tennessee Titans to receive the 90th overall pick and also the 169th overall pick. And with the 90th overall pick in this year's draft, the Raiders finally had a selection, and we went out and added to that offensive line, bringing in guard Dylan Parham from Memphis. Parham is an elite talent in the interior of the offensive line, can play both left and right guard. He even played a little bit of right tackle, but looking at the roster right now, I can see him starting at that left guard position. Parham initially was recruited to be a tight end, but moved to the offensive line in the spring of 2018. Since then, he has turned into one of the top interior offensive linemen in this year's draft. He's not the most athletic lineman, but he makes up for it in strength. It's definitely no secret that one of the biggest needs for the Raiders was to help bolster up that offensive line to help protect DC, and I believe that they did just that with our first pick in the 2022 NFL draft. With the skills that Parham would bring to this team and having a coach like Carmen Bracella coaching him up, the future is definitely bright for the first ever pick in the Josh McDaniels, Dave Ziegler era. So with that said, I would give this pick a solid A. So moving on to the 4th round, the Raiders actually made some calls and traded up from the 126th overall pick to the 122nd overall pick, trading some picks away to the Minnesota Vikings. And with that pick, our Las Vegas Raiders made a somewhat surprising move, drafting Georgia Bulldog running back Zamir White, aka Zeus. I honestly did not see the Raiders drafting a running back at all in this draft, let alone trading up for one. The running back room is pretty deep right now with Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Brandon Bolden, Amir Abdullah, Jalen Richard, so on and so forth. But with that being said, I did see something on my boy Raider Scouts page that as of right now, the Raiders only have one running back under contract after this season. And with the team not picking up Josh Jacobs' 5th-year option, this pick could possibly be setting up our backfield of the future behind Zamir White. White is a strong physical runner that provides speed. His ceiling is high, and with the right coaching, can be a RB1. He dealt with some injuries throughout his career, but bounced back with a vengeance, racking up a total of 2,043 yards on the ground and 25 touchdowns. Also added 17 receptions for 132 yards. He does remind me a lot of Josh Jacobs coming out of college with his physical running style and elusiveness. White is just not that burner downfield, so you won't see a lot of home run TDs. Overall, I do believe that this team is going to run that running back by committee, so having multiple skilled backs will do wonders for McDaniel's system. I am kind of surprised by this pick and felt like we could have went in a different direction with someone else, but as of right now, I am excited to see what the future holds for Zeus in the silver and black. So with that said, I would give this pick a solid B. Moving on, the Raiders did have another pick in the 4th round. Initially, they traded this pick away to the Minnesota Vikings, but it didn't take them too long to get that pick right back, trading away 2 5th-round picks just to move up to Minnesota's pick at 126. And with that pick, the Raiders went out and selected defensive tackle Neil Farrell out of LSU. Now this dude is a big body defensive lineman, standing at 6'4", 330 pounds. Farrell has made 21 starts in his 5 seasons with LSU. In his career, he has tallied 143 tackles, 22 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. He initially broke out in his junior year, helping lead the Tigers to a national champion. Farrell brings in some young, solid depth to the defensive line, another position that the Raiders desperately needed an upgrade in. He shows versatility, motor, and skill on the defensive line and can play as a 3-4 nose tackle that pairs perfectly for Patrick Graham's defense. And on top of all of that, he is considered the best run defender in the draft according to PFF. Overall, the Raiders got a solid player here in Neil Farrell Jr. and addressed a need, which is huge. With an already revamped interior defensive line, the Raiders are building a solid unit. And no, I don't think that he'll start day one, but he could definitely develop behind guys like Bilal Nichols, Kendall Vickers, Jonathan Hankins, and so on and so forth. With that said, I would say that this is a solid, underrated pickup by the Raiders, and it addresses a position of need. So with that being said, I would give this an A-. Now moving on to the 5th round, the Raiders made a lot of different moves, a lot of different trades, and they ended up with the 175th overall pick. And with that pick, the Raiders went out and drafted my favorite player in this class, defensive tackle Matthew Butler out of Tennessee. Now this is definitely one of the steals of this year's draft, adding another interior defender to this already stacked up defensive line. Butler did spend 5 seasons with the Volunteers, appearing in 53 games with 26 starts, had 152 total tackles, 16 tackles for loss, and 9.5 sacks. Butler provides an explosive burst of speed off the line, has raw potential with a high ceiling. And though he isn't known as a pass rusher, I believe having both Crosby and Jones on the outside will definitely provide Butler with many opportunities to get to the quarterback. Butler did not miss a game over the last 3 seasons and has shown the ability to play multiple positions. I do expect to see both Butler and Neil Farrell Jr. get some PT as rookies for the Raiders. I'm just glad to see the Raiders actually address defensive line in back-to-back picks. I mean, the future is bright for these 2 young stars, and I cannot wait to see them go out there and ball out in the future, most definitely, especially in Patrick Graham's defense. Like I said earlier, I do believe that this pick is a steal for our Raiders, especially in the 5th round. I mean, he was getting mocked around the 3rd round, maybe the latest the 4th round, but to get him here in the 5th round, I think is a huge pickup for the Raiders, and I feel like he's going to be one of those core pieces that steps out and balls out for this team, you know, like Nate Hobbs or even a Max Crosby or a Hunter Renfrow, those late round picks that end up becoming those centerpieces on the team. I believe Matthew Butler can definitely be one of those guys. So I would honestly give this pick a solid A. Now heading into the last round of the NFL draft, the Raiders had 2 selections in the 7th round to round out their draft class, and with the 238th overall pick, the Raiders finally addressed the tackle position on the offensive line, selecting offensive tackle Thayer Munford Jr. out of Ohio State. Munford is another versatile lineman that played both tackle and guard. Primarily playing tackle, he blocked for guys like J.K. Dobbins, Justin Fields, and C.J. Stroud. And 702 pass blocking snaps over the past 2 years, Munford has only allowed 1 sack per PFF, and that's a crazy ass stat. He has a good chance to succeed with this team with the help of the new coaching staff, maybe even have a chance to start in the future. But as of right now, I don't see him starting at the right tackle position. Munford does provide depth on the O-line at both guard and tackle, so that is a plus. Overall, I like this pick from Ziegler and McDaniels. You know, I've constantly been saying in this whole draft video that we have been drafting position of need, and offensive line has definitely been one of those needs, especially as of last season. And on top of that, we are bringing in guys that could come in and develop into something special. So with that being said, I would give this move a solid B+. And now the last pick for the Las Vegas Raiders in the 2022 draft. With the 250th overall pick, we go out and we draft a running back out of UCLA, Britton Brown. Now I know that I've stated earlier that we could be going with a running back by committee under Josh McDaniels, and taking yet another running back here in the 7th round kind of solidifies that point. Now I know that I technically stated that we do only have 1 running back under contract after this season, but I don't understand the point of drafting yet another running back in this year's draft. Yes, I know that we still have undrafted free agency to get through, but not drafting a linebacker, one of the positions of need that we had on this team throughout the 7 rounds, is kind of disappointing for me. But that's besides the point right now. Getting back to Brown. Brown did start his career in Duke before transferring to UCLA. In 2021, he had 120 touches for 744 yards and a total of 7 touchdowns. Brown is a bigger back, standing at 6'1", 205 pounds, with good vision and balance. But even with his big frame, he doesn't break many tackles and has average speed. With the depth that the Raiders have at the running back position right now, I'm not too sure that Brown makes the final 53. Maybe in special teams, but that's it. The Raiders could definitely been okay drafting someone else. I mean, you never know. He could possibly be a hidden gem. If it was me, I would have definitely drafted somebody else. But I just got to be a little bit harsh here because running back definitely wasn't a position of need for the Raiders right now. If we want to address running back, next season, then we address that next season. So as of right now, I would give this pick a D. So with that being said, Raider Nation, I would have to give this Raiders 2022 draft class a solid B. We have a lot of solid players here and a lot of talent that could possibly develop into something special for the future. But let me know, Raider Nation, what do you guys think about the Raiders draft class this season? Give me your draft grades down in the comments below for each and every player or for the whole draft class as a whole. Now, I am coming back from Las Vegas. I was out there for the whole draft weekend and up until yesterday. And that's the reason why I came out with this video today, man. I enjoyed meeting a lot of you guys out there. Shout out to Wilson Whiskey out there. Shout out to my guy Graphic Raider out there. All the guys that I met out there, the Mount Shieldmore, the events that they were throwing at the Ahern Hotel, man. It was such a blast, man, and I had a great time out there in Las Vegas, and I can't wait to be out there for this season. I feel like the Raiders have something special here. Definitely have something special here. We're building something special here with Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels. This whole Raiders organization has finally given me, some real hope going into the season to really feel like we could possibly go pretty far, but we'll see once the season does come around. I will be at every single home game because your boy is going to be getting some season tickets out there. Like I said before, if you guys are coming across this channel for the very first time and you're a Las Vegas Raiders fan, man, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I do upload videos like this. I know I haven't been really consistent as of late. For those of you that don't know, I am moving to Las Vegas this weekend, so that's why everything has been bare, everything has been gone, the background and whatnot. And this will be my last video for the week until I move to my new place. So the next video that you guys do see of me talking, I will be in my new place. The only video that I might drop between that time will be the vlog that I had in Las Vegas from day 1, day 2, all of that, giving you guys the insights, the behind the scenes and everything. So like I said, have those notification icon bells locked in so you guys could be notified when I drop that gem. So with all that said, Raider Nation, until the next video, this your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is
Started off in Oakland, now we here. Thought that we was done, we just hit another gear. Look, started off in Oakland, now we here. Hey, pull up with the nation in the silver black gear. Look, 4 games straight, we in the playoffs. Shout out to the Chargers fans, y'all enjoy